Okay, we should be good, maybe. Yes, we're good. We're live. Hooray! Hopefully chat will show up in this window over here that you can see. And nobody's here yet. Wonderful. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 500 subscriber special where it's going about as well as yesterday's test stream so far, and I'm wearing a hat because my hair is disastrous. Yes, I'm going to move OBS into this window. So, I put up a poll yesterday. I'm going to refresh straw poll here. And I had seven options. Big Farm, Nuston, a random mixed bag, which basically just meant I'd choose things at random. Some work on Donetsk, Euro Truck Sim, City Skylines and Project Cars. Now I got 3 votes. And basically I'm planning on doing this for 3 hours, so sorry for those of you with bad internet. I do apologise. The audio stream's bitrate is low. But thanks YouTube for telling me this. Can I change this on the fly? I hope I can change this on the fly. Otherwise this could be trouble. 128. These settings won't be applied until the next time you begin streaming. Lovely. Wonderful. So I'm just going to open up chat in a new window here on the other screen and bring OBS back up. Hopefully, is chat open there? Yes, chat is open there. So I got chat full screen on my second screen. So, back to the straw poll. We had 1 vote for Big Farm, 1 vote for Nuston, and 1 vote for whatever the hell I felt like. So, I'm planning on streaming for 3 hours. I have to do something at 7. So I got 3.5, so I got half an hour to overrun, which is lovely. So let's get going, and I'm just gonna swap scenes here into Farm Sim, because I got the Big Farm ready to go. And I have no idea what I want to do here today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move... Where are you? Where are you? I've passed it, haven't I? Oh, nuts. This. Alright, so the crone... I have to tab out real quick because I did something really stupid. I forgot to set up my wheel. It's still set up for Project Cars, which I was derping about on last night. There we go. now we're going good. So we're going to set up the crone on field 9. Field 9. Big M. So that's going to be good. I'm also going to have to record a new course for the BGA from Field 9. Hello, Thomas, Jesse, and Fahy. I'm not quite sure what Jesse's on about with 6 hours. Thomas, we are doing a 500 sub special. I'm really kind of concerned that something's gone wrong here, and the stream is saying it's not going to start for 6 hours. Please tell me it's working, because if it's not, I will be very, very confused. I've got it set up in low latency mode, so hopefully it'll work reasonably well. I will use you to record the course. This could go wrong very quickly. So the plan for today, for those of you who just arrived in chat, we are going to have 1 hour on the Big Farm. We're then going to take a short break where I'll run a couple of ads because I have the powers. I'll run a couple of ads while I'm setting up Nuston. And because I got to swap over mod folders and get that loaded up. And that's going to be the 2nd hour of our stream. And the 3rd hour then, I'll decide when we get to it. I have no idea. It's probably going to be Project Cars or something to that effect. I may actually do a game that I haven't done on the channel yet, but I'm not 100% sure because issues. So let's start this course recording. I actually need to start off the T9 as well yet, because he's still seeding in. Well, he's not at the moment, but he needs to be seeding again. What's the quickest way or the best way up to the BJ? So, well, if I cut straight across field 10 here, that gives me room to play with. Yeah, that works. Oh, don't tell me these guys are blocking off the entrance to the BGA. Oh, they're not. I'm blind. The entrance is over here. I played the squad? I have never heard of the squad. Is that a shooter? I tend not to play shooters. English. I tend not to play shooters at all, Faye. Just personal preference. They don't particularly appeal to me. GTA 5 and Just Cause 3 are the only two that I really play. In GTA 5, I'm not too gone on GTA 5, I'll be honest. Just Cause 3 is fun just because of wingsuit everywhere. But no, I haven't played the squad, mainly because I haven't heard of it. And I am coming down with a bit of a cold, so you'll have to excuse my voice being a bit weird today. Just gonna grab a tissue. There we go, that's slightly better. I forgot to bring water with me. Forgot to bring up another bottle of water, so after this first hour, I best actually have my phone at my desk so that I can see what time it is. So about 4:30, this is the plan. At about 4:30, I'm gonna 50 on single servers. That is impressive. I might have a look at it. Apparently the squad is an MMO shooter, 50v50 on single servers. I would like to have a look at their infrastructure for that, if it's at all possible. I can just go BGA loader. I tend not to play MMOs all that much. Oh, Faye's got bad internet speed at the moment as well. It seems to be just this thing where everybody's got bad internet. Hello, Farm Models 132. How are you doing today? I can set these guys up on the... Ooh. Okay, so that's that one set up. And the... Well, I can start off this guy now. Bob Baker, this is your first stream. This is my second official stream. I have streamed before on Twitch, but they were... Let's just say bad internet and attempting to stream do not go well together. Nor do... well, not having a clue how to stream and trying to stream while being clueless, not a good combination. I need to start off the other New Hollands now. You are on field 11. And you're on the seeding course. So let's start you off at the nearest waypoint. Come on, where's all the other tractors there? You need to go field 9 BJ loader. And the big X is already in traffic. Wonderful, what's it stuck against? You also need to go field 9 BJ loader. With the big M as your thingy, or big X even, and you can drive the course. What's going on with the... How did this happen? Stop. Oh, that's how that happened. Okay. Let's reverse here, because I said this wrong. Okay. Hopefully this will work reasonably well. What are you doing? Okay. Oh dear. It's gonna be one of those days with Courseplay again, isn't it? Okay, you do your own thing. Is this guy working? Yes, you are working. Wonderful. Oh, Faye's gonna try and get fiber now as well. Good luck with that. You might need to bother them quite a bit for that to work. So hopefully none of my controls have changed here, because oh good, they haven't. Let's try and do some forestry again, because this went well yesterday. You need to do that. I actually need to bring this up, which isn't ideal. Oh, I need to change the cut length to 8 meters. And by the way, if you follow the mod list, I have updated it to include the beast. I haven't got any other mods today that are new. I may look into getting a few new mods. I lie, actually, there's another mod that is new that I haven't mentioned before. I got a... It's not in this mod folder, it's in the Nussin mod folder. I have a Pottinger forage harvester that is front 3-point attached. So I may test that out later if we can get $5,000 together on Nussin. And I know some of you guys, I know some people are a bit annoyed that Nussin is going so slowly. That's actually by design, believe it or not. I'm not... Somebody commented on one of the Nussin videos, stop all the money. It's your mother's name on the bill and she won't let it drop. That's actually perfect, Fahy. It's my dad's name on our bill, but I wouldn't let it drop. And once my mother got annoyed, she wouldn't let it drop either. So, it might take a week, but you will most likely get an answer one way or the other. Is air fiber, as they're now calling it for whatever reason, because that's not a dumb name. You'll get an answer within a week, one way or the other, if it's actually available. What I would suggest though is you mention straight away that you're looking for information on fiber in the area, because then you'll actually get put through to somebody who is in the fiber department and can give you a straight answer, yes or no, is it available. Because a lot of the guys over there don't seem to quite know what they're trying to sell. Why is slipping happening? Because you've hit the wall. I guess that's always a risk when you're working along the theoretical edge of the map. Just drive now. Just go. Go. Just... No! Don't block the big X, you idiot. Now, why would you even do that? No, 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 stop, please. No. This is This is how quickly things go wrong. This is how quickly things go wrong for me. Come on. No. Stop it, Big X. You're only making things worse. No, stop. No. No. Right, enable all the things. We're gonna roll over the Big X to try and get free of it. There we go. I'll have to apologize as well for scratching my head a lot. I'm not used to wearing hats, as you can see by the fact the hat is ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Things do go downhill fast when course players involved, especially when I'm being inept. Oh dear. I think that's it sorted. It will probably happen again on the next round, but that's a problem for 10 minutes time, I think. Oh. Sometimes I wonder why I even use Courseplay, because the New Hollands love the Chrome Bob. It's just Courseplay hates everything, especially me. The New Hollands love the Chrome. I mean, just look at how close they wanted to get to it. Did that just delete that piece of... It did, no. That log got deleted by the game. And for some reason I seem to be more confident with... Or competent, not confident. More competent with this thing today. Probably because I'm not trying to use the wood chipper again. And somebody sent me a message on Facebook. Best just check that. Because I have a meeting tonight. Oh. Fun. The meeting is paper. Oh. Well, that'll do. Yeah. Bob Baker just said Courseplay's a bummer. He only uses it for seating and tram lines. I use it as little as I possibly can. I use it for cell courses because it tends to work reasonably well, but on this map I would get nowhere if it wasn't for Courseplay, so it's kind of a necessary evil. Come on, where's that? Oh, because I turned it off. Again, my own ineptitude strikes back. I've turned it off again. And now, ooh, what's it doing? What's it? Come on, what are you doing? You have to apologise if I squint a bit. I can't find my glasses at the moment, and I am having one of my blind days. So if you see me looking over towards, well, yeah, the right of the screen, and I'm squinting a bit, it's because I'm a bit blind today. So I know I'm making excuses, but it's kind of necessary excuses because I am having a bit of trouble seeing. I should really look for my glasses later on tonight. I really need to find my glasses. And I've just realised I think I forgot to put up the video that was supposed to go up today. So you might I might need to take an extra break. Well, an extra 5 minutes at the break, an hour in, just to make sure that I have a video going up. Why is that set to 5 times speed? No, I want 1 time speed. Yeah, Courseplay is something that, no matter how good you are with it, it is never good with you. And like, you can have the entire farm automated if you really want, but once one little thing goes wrong... Oh, I've accidentally passed through a fuel point. That's lovely. On that course that I kind of threw together in 5 minutes. Courseplay is great, but as soon as one little thing goes wrong, you'll find that all the courses are like dominoes. You lose one course and they all start going haywire. Now I'm trying to figure out how on earth am I going to make all the money to get the beast. Because I didn't think this far ahead. I think I might be able to do a cell course with the truck. Bale physics aren't actually that bad, Bob. If you try and stack realistically, you actually can. They used to be a lot worse, but especially in 2013. 2013 Bale physics were just good luck if you want to try and do anything regarding bales. 2015 Bale physics are kind of If you're using the lock script, yes, they're terrible. Well, Giant's locking script is just bad, and they need to fix that soon. But the Bale physics themselves are actually quite good, I think. The biggest problem I have with Bales is the Giant's lock script is so completely unreliable. I'm gonna check real quick. Can I sell anything? Yeah, I think the issue with the bales is that they're too round. I've got 282,000 litres of barley, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the Tatra truck, and I'm gonna set up a sell course for the barley, which hopefully isn't going to bring it through this mess, but I can hope. Yeah, bales just seem to be too round in farm sim in general. I don't quite know what Giants were going for, but that seems to be a thing. Oh, that's my hood. I just looked over and OBS is just off to the corner of the screen, and I just saw this big lump on the back of my head. I thought, oh my god, is my hair sticking out because of a disaster today? No, it's my hood. Have you ever used Marhu's Sawmill mod? It's pretty good. I haven't, actually. I tend not to load up on Marhu's stuff too much because while it's great, I just find that there are so many dependencies in those mods that they can go wrong and just cause massive problems really quickly. I've no idea where I'm going with this, by the way. I'm hoping I can find the wood chip storage, but that might be a bit. This might be problematic in itself. This is oats, sunflower, and rye, which I may plant one of them. The pricing isn't too great from. Okay. I think this might well be a 2013 map that's been converted, because there doesn't seem to be any room for wood chips or anything. Sawmills. What kind of map will be released with FS17? Now that's a question. Giants are going with Massey and Agco for FS17, so I'd actually think, or this is what I hope at least, that maybe they'll look UK-wise for a map. They obviously have Sosnovka going into FS17, like what they did with Westbridge Hills in FS15. That's just a thing. Sosnovka's going to FS17. I think they'll probably go British in terms of the other map, the map that'll be launched with FS17. Please tell me there's a wood chip sell point. Okay, biomass eating plant, which is where? Over at the sawmill. I'd expect to see a British map, maybe Irish. I suppose if they wanted, they could go French or Italian style. But yeah, they had Switzerland in FS13, because that's where. What was the name of that map? Hagenstadt. That's where Hagenstadt is supposed to be. Is Switzerland, and then you had Scandinavia in FS15 with Bjornholm. So I'd imagine they might go with. Oh, drove around the map and it's just over here. Well, they've had. Giants have brought out US map, an Eastern European map, a German map, a Northern European map. They could go with Central Europe, I guess, but that's kind of covered by Germany. They could go. I wouldn't mind seeing an Italian map. Like, being completely honest, an Italian map would be fine by me. But, I'd like to see Giants take on UK style fields. Because, you know, I've never seen a Giants map. Well, FS11 was based in, I think that was supposed to be Iceland or something like that. And from what I understand, the fields were wonky shapes as well. But Giants really need to put a lot of work into FS17 to make it worthwhile. Wow, the clip distances in those trees is that low. Giants, I think, need to put in a lot of work to FS17. I mean, they're keeping with the same engine, which I think is a bit of a mistake. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Farm Sim, and you know that's why I get so rough on Giants. I want Farm Sim to go in the right direction, but they've kind of stagnated. I mean, the engine they're using now is pretty much the FS11 engine, because FS11 to FS13 mod conversions were just change the version number. That's all you had to do for a mod conversion for FS13. FS15, yeah, you got to do a bit more, but it's the same engine. It's still, you know, it's still Giants engine. I'd like to see them bring a new engine, but they're not going to, so they need to really look at introducing more features. So, yeah, the default multi-fruit would be nice. Maybe even some sort of basic Giants soil mod situation. That'd be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure everyone wants deformable terrain. That'd be amazing. Alt Tip was supposed to be in FS15. Giants were supposed to bring their version of Alt Tip into FS15. It's in the game code. One of the guys over in Marhu's forum actually dug it out and got it working, but for whatever reason Giants cancelled that idea, which it's their game, it's their prerogative. This guy's almost finished, which is nice. This guy's almost full, which is nice. Where am I going with this? Land handle. Where's the land handle? It does say land handle. Yes. Where's the land handle? Oh, it's down by the garden centre. Okay. Just control tab around because it's a bit easier. You. Okay, so you are recording a course. UK map makes sense. Also, maybe Spain. A Spanish map would be nice. I am trying to pay attention to chat and get everything done. It's different from what I'm used to, so there may be issues. You know, this is only my second stream as such, where I'm actually having to watch chat and try and keep up with everything. So, sorry if there are problems. This should also, by the way, be in 60 FPS. I never mentioned that. We should be streaming at 60 FPS, which, that's good. And I'm not dropping frames, which is better. So, where am I going now? I have to be going left here. There's no other way around this. Have I had a look around a taste of Donegal? I haven't yet, actually. I'm kind of half thinking I should download it, because it does look like it's got bits that would definitely interest me. In terms of having a look at how things are done and designs of various areas, because it's funny, I'm kind of looking at maps now and saying, how can I get this aspect of this map into Donetsk? or how has the map maker done this, or how has the map maker done that, and got this to work. And it's very interesting because before I was just looking at playability of maps, and now I'm looking at the technical aspects as well. That said, maps are relatively easy to make. That could be the last hour of the stream. I'm kind of thinking that I was going to do some game Stock Car Extreme, which is basically an R-Factor mod that's been allowed to go standalone. Well, not a mod. It's a separate game entirely. They had a big update, and I think I might need to change some game settings about for that. So I might well do an impromptu map spotlight. Hello, BMWHD1. How are you today? Long time no see. I'm gonna set up a folder for sales courses. Just so that you're all aware, the Nuston section of the stream is probably going to be me doing a Q&A session, because Nuston, I've been working, and it's fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not sure. It's essentially gonna be what would normally be off-camera work, because I've been working on picking up grass for compost there. So what is going on? Why are you doing courseplay? Why are you just stopped in the middle of the field? Oh, because that was out of range. Come on. Come on, there you go. There you go, now you're working. Now, why is this dude... How did this happen? How did you do... How did you go so far off the course that you did that? While I'm down here, I'd best just... Oh, good lord. These silos, I think, carry about 5 million litres of silage. This one's almost fermented, so I can possibly get another unloading course set up soon. I need to get to this guy and just stop him and turn him off, because he's done for the day now. And that field is already fertilised and everything, so that's lovely. A speed wobble on the bed. It did kind of look like a speed wobble, but it shouldn't be going fast enough to get one. That's my issue. It kind of looked like Courseplay just gave up on trying to do what it's supposed to and decided, I'll just go over here for a bit now. I've just realised I turned off the F1 menu. I need the F1 menu for this thing, because I need to figure out when it's cutting. There we go. That's gonna do some funny things here. Hello, Thomas Stehan. How are you feeling today? You're having a good day. I actually am. What time? Where did I put my phone? I keep losing my phone. It's like there's so much important stuff that's going on. So much stuff that's going on today. I actually need to have my phone beside me. Whereas normally it's just kind of a thing where I've got my phone beside me so I can make excuses. No, today there is actually a reason for me having my phone. Oh, your PC broke, BMW. That sucks. It reminds me, I still need to build my sister's PC. That's a thing I'll have to do someday. Oh, that sucks so badly. I hate when your PC breaks. Do I play hurling? My hand-eye coordination is in no way good enough for hurling. I used to play football, Gaelic football, which, for people who don't understand what Gaelic football is, it's essentially essentially a mix of UFC and rugby and, as Americans call it, soccer. It's what American football should be. Hurling is hockey on steroids, ice hockey on, well, grass hockey on steroids. Or as I've heard it described by somebody or other, full contact golf, which is just a beautiful description of hurling. Hey TBF, I've got a feeling that live streaming is definitely going to be a thing, because there does seem to be a lot more interaction. I seem to be better at live streaming than I am at making videos, which is slightly worrying. Where is this thing? Come on, there we go. Don't be afraid to chat, by the way. I'm not evil. I've got no mods, so if there's an issue, I'm gonna have to like stop the stream. If there's an issue or somebody's decided to turn up and chat and start trolling, I'm gonna have to actually just stop the stream for a few minutes, which I really need to get a friend of mine in here at some point to moderate, and I will get some friends in. My live stream's working really good. That's really good to hear. Have I got the wrong description on this? I might have the wrong description on the stream. I'm gonna have to check when we're swapping maps. So I've almost got this area cleared of fields. Yes, I've got the field of fields. Well done me. I've got this fielded of fields. Let's move on to the next field so we can field it. What am I talking about? I'm slowly going insane. This is all this is proving. It's actually just plain fun watching FS15 while playing it, I have to admit, because that's... The stream is running good and I need to let it buffer. That's good. I'm running it almost the I'm running it at settings that should actually cause more problems than yesterday's. I've swapped it onto low latency mode, which should in theory cause more problems for people with bad connections, which... I'm gonna say YouTube... I'm gonna say this and people are gonna disagree, and I know people are gonna disagree. I think YouTube's a better streaming platform than Twitch. I have to admit, I think, purely from a broadcaster's point of view, YouTube is better than Twitch. Any problems for you would be down to your internet. Yeah, I'm using OBS so I can see drop frames. And thank you, Thomas, on the congratulations. I honestly thought it would take me a lot longer than January 2016 to get to 500, especially with how December went. December was a disaster. I don't like taking... Well, I didn't want to take breaks during this December, but I needed to. So... No, not that way. Why is this not working? There we go. No. No. Seriously, you'd think cut would show up when you've got the tree in the grips. Like, it's a good meter away. You signed up to Twitch to follow Squirrel. I'm not gonna... I don't like Squirrel. And the reason is that he... you probably know he did iRacing streams for a period. I don't know if he still does. But, iRacing streamers showed up in those streams and started doing the iRacing streamer kind of thing, chatting about their own streams and just, you know, casually talking. And I don't mind people, you know, casually talking about anything here, as long as it's somewhat PG. But his mods started banning everyone because, oh, you can't advertise at all, blah blah blah. They weren't advertised, they were talking about other streams. Like, that's literally how iRacing streamers work, is they're just a band of guys who come together and stream for a bit. Doesn't matter if they're talking about somebody else's stream, but Squirrel kind of alienated himself in the iRacing community almost immediately by doing that. And it kind of lost my respect. I did like him, but the iRacing situation did kind of turn me off him. Like, fair play to the guy, he's got a big following on Twitch, which is really hard to do. What county am I from? I'm from Tipperary. So we never win anything other than the occasional hurling match and maybe a B-level football match. I say that Tipperary are what, Division 2 now in football? Well, they were last time I checked. But mostly PG. I don't mind some, PG-13 we'll aim for here. We'll go with the 12A rating. PG-13 for the Americans, because apparently Americans need different ratings for everything. I almost alt-tabbed, that was a bad idea. So what's happening here that everything's in traffic? Oh, you've done us stupid again. Okay, now you're out of range, okay. Drive the course, don't do anything stupid. He's gonna immediately do something stupid, just watch. He's gonna immediately block off the big X. I'm gonna have what little of water I have. And oh, they've blocked the. Oh, that was brilliant! Scumbag Big X. Wow. Oh, that was brilliant. He's gonna block the Big X, I say, as the Big X swerves in front so that he can't. 60-40 in traffic, that's just because I'm lined up and waiting to go. I hate to say this, I think I'm gonna have to use the wood chipper. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to use the wood chipper to get extra money together. I got this. I was gonna say I need to get another tractor. No, I don't. I do need to get a tipper. A cheap tipper. I need to get a cheap tipper. Immediately goes to mods. Oh, you're from Offaly. Offaly wins things. They win the best county in the Pale. See you, TBF. Enjoy your drive, I guess. This is all going to be archived anyway. I've got YouTube set up to archive streams and stuff. Okay, so we got 19,500, 28,500, and it's only slightly more expensive. I'm going to go with the Bailey. I think this has... I can't remember which of these does and doesn't have the dynamic fill plane. A byproduct of the Sawmill mod is wood chips, which is... Yeah, I've kind of been nosing about on Marhu's website a bit. Where exactly am I? Okay, I need to go over this way then. I've been nosing about on Marhu's website, and the wood chip storage point is over there. I was in the wrong yard. I was nosing about Marhu's website because, making a map, you're going to want to look at Marhu's site to see what kind of stuff is coming out in terms of scripts and stuff. I saw the Sawmill. I'm not gone on it. I'm not a big fan of the Sawmill mod, and that's just personal preference essentially. Mainly because I don't do forestry. This is gonna be fun because I'm gonna... Oh god, I forgot this. Oh, this is going to be even worse now because I got an articulated tractor on it. Oh god. What was I going to say? Yes, I didn't show it at the start of the stream, or video if you're watching the archive. But I have a folder set up in Chrome now of bookmarks of things what I do think would be useful for Donetsk when... one or two things that I'll probably put in almost immediately, and Donetsk streams will be happening at random, essentially. They will be happening Saturdays and Sundays. Can I... Oh, I can fold it with the thing. That's nice to know. Donetsk streams will be partially random, but I'm going to try and keep the streams at roughly the same days, roughly the same schedule as videos were, because I'm kind of... This is going to be an experimental week, or two. I'm not making any videos. I'm going to stream everything. So, you'll get more content, but it might be a bit more dull. And if nobody shows up to the streams, I'll be going insane for 2 hours at a time. 1 or 2 hours at a time. I'm not going to promise you 2 hour streams every time. English maps can go either way. Huge fields and just a little bit of grassland like Nusson, or very small tight lanes with a lot of both. Yeah, that's very true, Bob Baker. I kind of like both styles of British/Irish maps. I kind of prefer the tighter ones in a way, because that's what I see around here. So, you know, Donetsk is going to be some sort of bizarre hybrid of the two. If you didn't already guess from the layout of the fields, or the primary layout of the fields, which is constantly changing. Oh dear, here we go. Donetsk is going to be... I need to turn that on. It's going to be a bit of a weird map. It's going to be kind of Coldborough Park farmy, I think, is the kind of vibe that I'm hoping to get. Oh good lord, I got that first time. Something like a large Spring Hill would be nice. I didn't like Spring Hill. I really just... It never really grabbed me in 2013. I might return to it at some point. As a kind of a throwback to 2013, but I just never liked... It never just grabbed me as much as some of the other maps did. Why is this working so well today? Does the Jens Chipper feel intimidated by the fact that I've got the Beast ready to go? Or waiting to, so that I can afford it? Because it hasn't behaved this well ever. I think Spring Hill, even Spring Hill Valley, was just a bit too... I'm not going to say small, they were both reasonably big maps. I think they were just a bit too busy for their own good. Especially with the way 2013 worked. I mean, yeah, it was nice having small maps, but I suppose 2015 is even worse for... Sandy Bay, I haven't played Sandy Bay yet either. There are a lot of maps that I probably should play but haven't. This is a Bailey trailer, yes. And why am I struggling so much with this one piece of wood? I've got a feeling this piece of wood is glitched. Either that or I'm just being completely inept. But I've got a sneaking suspicion it's glitched. And yes, it's got invisible... Yeah. It's got invisible things going on. That was Facebook. Sorry, I do need to check my Facebook messages. I know it's not nice for me to check my Facebook messages while I'm streaming, but there is a I'll just say it again. There is a meeting later tonight that I will be at. That I kind of need to know what's going on and what the plan is. So, necessary evil, I'm afraid. How much is that filled to Bailey? Are you serious? 16% full and I've almost got an entire tree in it. Reasons that I want to get... Why is this... Oh, I've got it tilted. That's why it was so weird. I had me joystick at a weird angle so that it wasn't actually picking up all the inputs I was giving it. It was just that I wasn't aware that I was giving it slightly wrong inputs as a result of it being at an angle. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a really fun one. Come on. Nope. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I'm bringing it out further. No, I wanted it in closer. And drop it and... Okay, I'll fix that later. That way a bit, that way a bit. Down. Grab it. Come on. Up. Spin it a bit. I think I'm getting slightly more competent with this thing. That said, I'll still probably just use the beast once I can afford it. For efficiency's sake. Another Facebook message. Somebody sent a photo. What's the photo? Not important. I think the Facebook conversation is just descended into chaos. So that's what happens from when I make a joke about alcohol, because that's essentially what ruined it earlier on today. I made a joke about alcohol and it's descended into mayhem since then, which is fine, but slightly annoying when I'm trying to do 17 things at once. So I'm gonna end the big farm portion of the stream very soon because I want to move on to Nuston and double check that everything's working correctly. I'll also need to get the Taste of Donegal map started downloading into my testing mod folder. Why am I failing so hard at this? Okay. Spin this way and grab and lift. And spin this way. Come on. Work with me, don't work against me. What do I think of tattoos? It really depends on what the tattoo is and the reason for getting the tattoo. If it's just some random tattoo you got because you want a tattoo, probably better off not getting one. If there's a reason behind it, and it's tasteful and respectful to... Well, say you want to get a memorial tattoo, because I'm going to use an example that I know of here. If you want to get a tattoo that's, we'll say, a memorial, make sure you get something that has a meaning but doesn't involve names. Because names are the worst things you could possibly get tattooed on you. I saw a story of a guy who got tattooed on the 90s of his favourite metal band at the time, I think it was. And let's just say names can come back to haunt you. Because his favourite metal band at the time was called ISIS. So, you know, you gotta be careful when you're doing names of anything, especially bands. Especially metal bands, apparently. What am I doing? Come on. Spin. There we go. Tattoos in general are just kind of... Could you imagine getting a tattoo like in the mid-90s of just the word ISIS? Even if it's about the Egyptian goddess, which is fine. I mean, the Egyptian goddess Isis is the true ISIS. But, you know, going back to haunt you that badly. Because now he looks like a terrorist sympathizer, which is, you know, personally I think the ISIS and Islamic extremists are subhuman scum. Not because of their religion, but because they're actually subhuman scum who bastardize religions. Like, who actually takes a religious... Would I ever get a tattoo? Probably not, but if I did, it would be something similar to the one my sister's getting. It'd be a rainbow and a harp. Kind of intertwined in a way. Really hard to describe. Like a harp or something under a rainbow, and that's probably the only tattoo I'd ever get because it's... Why is Courseplay screwing something up? How... Okay, you're over here. That's nice. And like I said, it's why I mentioned the memorial tattoos. It's because my grandmother always pronounced rainbow in a weird way, and that was just kind of the word we associate with her, because she pronounced it rainbow. And my granddad loved Guinness. So, harp. Oh, you can drive now. So yeah, it'll be a rainbow and a harp, and that's literally about it. I always kind of think in the past I always thought, oh, I'd get a Celtic band of some description, but then it's kind of like, well, does it have any symbolism? No. Is it of any real worth to me? No. Would I like it in, 20, 30, 40, 50 years time? Probably not. So, it's... Tattoos are one of those things that you really have to think about the future in a big way. And you have to decide if you will want something in 20 years. Which, honestly, I don't think I'd ever want a tattoo that might have some sort of symbolism that's in 20 years' time, for whatever reason, evil. The ISIS tattoo comes back to that. Would I want a tattoo that could potentially be associated with a terrorist group in 5 or 10 years? No. Should I get a tattoo knowing that risk? Probably, if I'm certain that they're two very innocuous symbols. But nothing is ever an innocuous symbol, is it? So it's one of those situations where you really have to think harder than you probably would like to about something that you know, it's all one good saying, oh, I'll get a henna tattoo of a swear word because it's funny. That's fine. I've seen people going around with actual tattoos of swear words. Like, I've actually seen people with, if memory serves, it was the F word tattooed on their arm. And I'll be quite honest, if I was in charge of hiring at a company, I would insist that they get the tattoo removed before I gave them anything even closely resembling a job. Which is another issue with tattoos, is the whole work thing. That they could potentially be interpreted as unprofessional, whatever, and I'll be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure any of my projects are going to turn into a full-time job. So I'm kind of having to think about what could potentially lose me a job as well. Oh my god, have you run into the wall again? You idiot. Reasons I rarely use Courseplay. Where is it even supposed to... Oh my god. So I'm gonna... I can't believe you just did that. I'm gonna leave these guys finish off field 9 real quick, because it's almost done. And you're gonna be an idiot, aren't you? What are you doing? What? No, don't... Okay, don't drive into the wall. Keep turning, you idiot! You absolute moron. Also, hello to the infinite depths. I spotted that a while back. I haven't actually... didn't mention it in the video. What are you doing? Stop. Okay. You're gonna sit beside the combine. Look. Combine's there and you're going in dry course. Oh my god. Why do you do this to me, Courseplay? Are you good now? So we're coming to the end now of our Big Farm section of the stream, because it's actually overrunning slightly. I'm seeing 4:36, which is fine. I'm gonna run off for a few moments. Because I need the toilet and I want to get some water, which is downstairs. Courseplay doesn't suck, Bob. Courseplay doesn't suck, it's just stupid. Courseplay is drunk. Courseplay is a constantly drunk driver. Yeah. Once this guy's done with this row here, I'm gonna end the not end the stream, end the the Big Farm portion of it. Swap over mod folders, run downstairs, get some water, and go to the toilet because nature. And I'll be back up then, and we'll be going on to Nussin. I also need to do a couple of small things that I can throw me webcam only scene up for, which is fun. So if you guys want, for some reason, an hour of checking out the Donegal map, that's fine, I'll do that. You can make other suggestions in the chat as we go along, because there's still an hour to decide what I want to do for the third hour of the stream. And, oh dear, I might need... Okay, So I'm just gonna end this here now, because I need to run really quickly. So let's quit the game, and I am going to swap to the webcam only scene very quickly. And can I run an ad? Manage, and I'll just hopefully run an ad or two. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, that's some water, that is all good. Turns out chat doesn't work in the manager window. That's nice. Hopefully we're still live. Yes, we are still live. Lovely. Oh! That's some interesting statistics that you guys can't see. So I'm gonna have to close down FarmSim real quick. Did run a bit, so that's why I'm a bit out of breath. Also, I'm completely unfit, which is fine. Bob, don't troll me. YouTube says I'm online, so I'm online. Why do I have an empty folder in my documents? Need to change this mod folder's name. That's BF. Load up the Nuston mods folder. And I'm gonna really quickly just check something over here. Okay, so that's no help whatsoever. And I'm gonna download a Taste of Donegal while I'm at it. Real quick. And I will put it into the Nuston Farm folder just because it's quickest to put it into an existing mod folder. Okay, that's really impressive. Okay, that's... You can't see this, I'm sorry, but the map is almost downloaded already. That is... I am officially impressed. I gotta wait for it to download actually, don't I? 1 second left. And it's downloaded, lovely. So we can launch FarmSim again. I can open up OBS and swap into this scene, which Giant's engine has stopped responding. Never mind. There we go. FarmSim is working again. We'll hop into Nuston. Now this isn't going to be the most exciting section of the stream, and I do apologise. But I do need to. I do need to get this stuff done, so no. Yes, you. This is the tractor we'll be using today, the T7 as usual. I need to take down that overlay so I can see that. And I think I can see statistics here. Yes! RIP headphone users. That's as low as I can get it. Oh, it's not giving me all the thing. That's annoying. Apparently I've driven 1,500 kilometers on this map. That's impressive. It would help if I remember what field I'm working in. Would really help. I know I'm working in one of the meadows. I think it's the one behind the shop. My throat. Oh! My throat is really dry, so I'm just gonna have a bit of water. And keep in mind that I normally only record for like 2 hours, well, an hour at most of the time when I'm doing voice recording. So, this is entering into new and potentially painful territory for me. But it's actually kind of worth it, especially seeing as I've got water available. Did I start on that field? No, so I'm still on this one over here, okay. Where did I finish up? Because I went around, I went around this way, so just follow this around. Should finish up somewhere, potentially over on the the right, even. The left, says I. What am I talking about? And we still haven't dropped a single frame, which is impressive. And yes, I am still checking that, because I don't want to find out at some point that I've dropped 16,000 frames. That would just be disastrous. Alright, so let's lower the pickup head here and get to the correct speed, which I think is nope, it's 8. There we go. We're now at speed. Can do a Q&A session. Because all I'm doing is just steering and going very slowly. Using my e-cig as well because I've quit smoking again. proud of that. Most people don't quit once. I'm quitting twice. Although I am still... Oh, I'm not. I didn't stop quick enough. Come on. There we go. It's too quick for you. I can slow down more if you want. Now, Bob, is that better? We are moving. We are in fact moving. 1 kilometer now. This is never going to jam. Realistic pace on the road for a tractor at full speed. Or at least that's the way it seems at times. Let's get back up to actual working speed so that I can so this can actually get done at some point this week. You can never go too slowly. The only time you're going too slowly is when you're going backwards or stopped. So yeah, this is what I've been at for a while off camera. Is driving around at 8 kilometers an hour. It's why I don't usually, or didn't usually, show this stuff on camera. It's because I'm just essentially crawling around the field, watching the active load sign flying up and down. I'm going to turn that off the F1 menu because I don't need it. This is Nuston. This is a part of Nuston you don't normally see. It's just me crawling and watching the active load sign going up and down like a madman. Blades are still good though, which is nice. Now once I get a bit of money together, I do have plans. And the plans are to get the thing. The Pottinger forage harvester, because that's 5,000. The JF one that I have as well is 45,000, and it just seems dodgy. I think it will conflict with some mods that I have, which I don't want conflicts. Don't like mod conflicts, so I'm gonna delete that out of the mod folder later on tonight. Probably during the meeting at about 7 o'clock. Or maybe before. It really depends on how things go. But yeah, this is how Nuston goes. This is the bit that I normally try and avoid you guys seeing. Is just the 9 kilometer an hour roll around the field and hope that it's not too dull. Although that said, I'm normally watching YouTube videos while doing this, so there is an argument to be said that to be made that I why not bale it? I can't bale it because I'm making compost out of it. The Compost Master doesn't have a bale destroy trigger. I could put one in, but I'm not sure how. So I actually need to use the forage wagon. And I can't afford I have a baler, but I'd need something to destroy the bale with, and I'd need a bale destroy trigger on the Compost Master. I might have a look at that at some point and see if I can get one on it, and get it to work, more importantly, because there are so many errors in this map that I've caused by editing it. What mod is the blade usage? It's actually part of this. It's the Mangala. What is the model name of this? Mangala Garand 540/2. There's a script on it that it uses the blade up. So I've got up at the farm, and I'll show you when I get there. I've got spare blades on the front of a JCB JCB skid steer. so that I can cart them around the map as necessary. This also has silage additives, so in theory, and I haven't tested this, I'm I'm not gonna. I could risk this. In theory, the silage additives will work with. More equipment should have stuff like this. That's why I'm using it. It's got a few scripts that I really didn't like in 2013, but do actually work for this game and my playstyle now. Like, it's got the active load script on it, so that you can't go too quickly. That's why I'm crawling around at 9 kilometers an hour. It will jam otherwise. It's got silage additives, which, in theory, and I haven't tested this, work with the Farzilo extension and allow the grass to ferment into silage. And it's got the blade usage as well, which basically, you know, once the blades are gone, I think it'll stop working entirely. So I'm going to tap around real quick, and here's some spare blades for the... there's 140 blades in that, and I have no idea how many it takes per go. But that's a thing. But this Mangala it's actually available for Xbox. I'm not sure if it's Xbox One or Xbox. It's part of the mod pack DLC for consoles. I'm not sure if it's got the scripts on it, but ooh, I didn't know you could actually clip through this with the camera and see the actual shape of it. I don't know if the console version of this has scripts, but Giants did release a few mods for console, and they're not like default Giants mods either, because Giants do release some mods. That white texture was actually the shape file that's being used. It's actually something. It's probably. I'm trying to figure out now what it could be. It's probably just the inner shape that's being used for the shovel triggers and resistance, and it's white because it has no texture. So if you ever see something in Farmson that's just plain white like that, it means the texture's broken. It's a fun little thing. And it's something that you really need to know if you're making or testing a map, or just kind of looking at mods in general. Whoa! The Nuston Drift. What type of cigs do I smoke? I don't anymore. I have quit. Again, I'm on e-cigarette. I used to smoke. Roll Your Own, which is a terrible idea. It was Amberleaf primarily, but it wasn't it wasn't my favourite. I just couldn't get my favourite brand in Ireland. And then this past period of smoking, when everything went down in December, it was for the love of, it was Mayfair's. But I'm back on my e-cig now with 11 milligrams per mil of tobacco in it, which seems to be good enough. Is that section done now? Close enough. I don't encourage smoking, I actively discourage it. And I've just realised I left my spare fluid downstairs. That's annoying. Well, I've got my spare fluid up here, so that's kind of okay. Come on, empty. There we go. So, oh, this one needs me to be extra slow. This wants me to be like 7 kilometers an hour. This is a fun one. Reasons I don't normally show this on camera. just me trying to figure out what speed I need to be. You're trying to get off him for 2 years now and the e-cig didn't really work. It's... Giving up smoking is the absolute hardest thing you can do. Because there's a science behind it as well. Touch on it real quick. Your body has nicotinic receptors, which actually your body produces nicotine. Well, not nicotine, but chemical compounds that are similar. And when you're smoking, the nicotine in the cigarettes actually activates those receptors and desensitizes them, so you need more and more and more and more and more as time goes on. And then you stop, and those receptors are like, wait, what happened? Something's wrong. I need to go crazy now. And that's why, like, if you quit smoking, you have these really bad mood swings and anger and frustration. It's actually your body just being really angry. Alright, Bob, see you. Next time should be tomorrow. Thanks for showing up. It's odd being able to, it's odd and nice at the same time being able to interact with you guys on the fly like this. It definitely is going to take a bit of getting used to. But oh my god, yeah, come on. I'm not wearing the right shoes for this, I don't think. Yeah, I'm definitely not wearing the right shoes. Oh, for the love of... Normally when I do this I'm wearing my slippers. I'm wearing shoes today because I was out for dinner. And that has apparently had a bit of a knock-on effect in that the shoes have a bit of a thicker sole and I'm not quite used to it. So we're half full again, which is good, I think. I don't know. We're gonna have to pull some strings here, I think. I was told, I just remember this from the very start of the stream, I was told that I need to stop the money going down on Nuston. That's kind of the plan, but I'm not going to remove mods to do so, because there is a mod causing the massive monetary decline. I've got the tax office mod in, and that, or the finance office mod, that's what's causing the money to just shoot down whenever I sell something. It actually takes a percentage of the profits. So what I'm going to do next time I'm selling well, everything, which is going to be soon, I think. I'll probably sell sugar beets today if I've got time. I'm going to go until about 5:30 of this segment of the stream. I put my phone in my pocket, should be out. I'm going to go on for another half hour or so with this segment of the stream. I know it's going to be the shortest of the three, potentially. I might go until 6 and just have the last half hour or so looking around on the Taste on Donegal map, which I'm interested in because it might give me some ideas for Donetsk. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I've got the finance office mod. I'm not going to get rid of that because it actually adds a challenge. When I'm selling stuff off, I have to bear in mind that something like 23 to 25% of what I make is going to be taken away, even if I use all the money, which is why I'm constantly in debt. So the next time I'm selling stuff, and I'm going to try and get the sugar beets sold today as well. This is the plan, is to finish off this if I can. I'll pull down my hat a bit because I feel a bit stupid. There we go. The plan is to get this done, get all the grass in, or at least as much of it as I can. I'm not going to go scrounging around the fields for little scraps. The plan is to get all the grass in and then start selling the sugar beets. I'm not too fussed about making the compost right now. I'm more fussed about getting those sugar beets sold because I'll need the conveyor belt I've got in the sugar beets to sell the compost. I do have the second conveyor belt down over there. Down to the second pile of grass, which I'll need to empty out as well. And I'll need to just grab that and whoops, stop. I'll need to grab that and empty out the pile because I've been dropping out the Profi hopper down over there. And things will happen and stuff. I'm still mildly concerned about that grass to the left. I don't know how that's going to work at all. Because I never tried growing it before, which is nice. And there's the mistake I made with the plough, because I turned off limited fields. Or I turned on I turned on allow create fields, which is kind of an issue. Not a big one because I didn't go ridiculous, but still small of an issue. So the next thing I will be buying on this map is going to be another field, I think. I need to get more equipment, yes, but the fields are kind of a higher priority because the more fields I have, the higher a chance of me breaking even solely from crops. And a break-even point is where I make enough money that I pay off the debt and have enough left over, so the taxes and debt and all that that's incurred from that day's work covers the debt that, you know, oh my god, what am I trying to say? I want to make enough money so that I can pay off the debt and have enough left over so that it will be more than zero at the end of the day when all the taxes and stuff come out. As well as hopefully cover all the equipment maintenance costs. That's kind of the goal in terms of crops. The the compost is nice because it does, you know, it's a lot of money. But the issue there is it's going to be a big lump sum, and then you lose all the money because, hey, look, taxes. Which is kind of realistic, to be honest. You either lose the money because of taxes or because they never sent it in the first place. You may or may not be having some issues with somebody not having sent me money that I'm owed. But that's a kind of a different issue altogether. I know that somebody wanted me to use a lot of deers. I can't remember who. I was asked last night to bring out the deers and all that kind of stuff. I'll be on the lookout for a good John Deere mod. I'll probably do a couple of mod testing streams or something at some point. But right now I'm kind of good with the mods that I have. The Pottinger went straight in. The Pottinger Forage Harvester went straight in because Caravera 76 uses it. I've watched a few of his videos where he was using it, and yeah, it's the kind of mod that I can deal with. If there are errors, there are small errors, I can deal with it. I can live with small errors. I can live with to the end errors and stuff like that. It's major compatibility issues that I have issue with. I have no idea where I left off over here, so I'm just gonna work on this. I have no idea if anybody's watching right now, by the way, so if you are, say hello. If you're not, also say hello, because that's kind of weird if you're not watching but still saying hello. I'm still new to the YouTube streaming thing. I think the best thing to do is not care if anybody's watching. Because that's a bit of advice I was given by a Twitch streamer I watch. Is just act... Oh, BMW, you're still here. I thought you'd run off somewhere. The best advice I was given was actually by a Twitch streamer. It's Tubbsy. And it's just pretend, just don't care about if anybody's there. I mean, it's nice to have people there and people acting and chat, talking and chat and whatever. But, I mean, this is going to be archived, so it doesn't particularly matter all that much. Have I used Ago's 700 series vent pack? I heard they were stolen off him and uploaded without his permission. Or is that a different... Is that a different set of tractors? I know Ago's rage quit the community again. Because somebody stole something off him and uploaded it without his permission, and he threw a massive childish fit and said, "No, I'm quitting now. Everybody's mean to me." Which is, you know, I get that he'll be angry and upset. Oh, nuts, I've dropped my phone. I get that, you know, if somebody takes a mod that you've put hundreds of hours to make and then uploads it without your permission, that's gonna make you angry, that's gonna upset you. But it's not a reason to just up and quit Farm Sim. Like Chris7710 had the same quote-unquote issues, where, oh, the community is so toxic. Yes, it is. It's people like you that are making it toxic. Like, I'm gonna be... he released that pack on Mod Hoster. I know that the mod that caused all the issues with Ago was a Fent. Now, I don't know if it's that specific set, or just somebody did an edit of one of the tractors in it, which is likely, but... You know, there comes a point where you have to say, well, maybe the issues are on the modder's side, that they're, you know, giving out what are amount to private mods. Work in progress mods are private until released. So, like, me showing you guys Donetsk and doing all the work on Donetsk, it's really, really fun to do. And it's probably good for you guys to see a map being developed from the start, but I'm under no obligation to do so, and I'm potentially taking a risk of... and, you know, this is a really paranoid risk that I'm taking. I'm potentially taking the risk of somebody looking at the videos, making the map exactly the same way, and releasing it before I can. With tons of errors and just going, hey, this is Donetsk, this is real Donetsk, and blah 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 blah. Then, you know, I get all the blame for, oh, your map is terrible and all that. No, I haven't released it. I haven't even said what my name is on FSUK for that very reason. It's the same reason I'm not doing a support topic on FSUK. Once the map is nearly done, I'll do a support topic. Once it's, you know, 75% done in terms of building, I'll do a work in progress topic on FSUK and answer questions there. Until then, it's a streamy, video-y project. It's ongoing and it's private, and essentially the videos and streams are the work in progress topic. Because it's all well and good to, you know, show pictures and go, ooh, look at all these angles of things. I think it's a lot better to just show how the work is done. I mean, David Oldfield does that. He has his Modding Mondays, which I thoroughly approve of, and I watch the Modding Mondays. Because that's interesting. It's, you know, showing how a mod comes together. But then you've got the likes of... I'm going to go back to the Ago issue. You've Ago throwing a fit because somebody released a mod without his permission. That's always going to happen. It sucks, but it's always going to happen, unfortunately. Now, I'm not doing that with any of the maps that I edit or any of the things that I edit, just because I have too much respect for the modders, but there's always going to be idiots out there who do it. And I mean, then you've got the likes of, you know, Chris7710, who threw a fit for absolutely no reason. He just got annoyed with Farm Sim for no reason. Quit six or seven times last year, and then decided, oh, I'm done now. And looking back on his maps, you know, they're all very acclaimed, and I was kind of buying into the cult of personality around Chris 7710. They're not actually that good. Like, they're big maps, but they're missing so much. Missing so many features. Like this map, yes, it is missing some features. It doesn't have anything to do with wood chips or the like, but that's fine because it's got enough character that it can hold itself up. There's no forestry on this map, but that's fine because it holds itself up otherwise. Chris 7710's maps were usually just arable. Usually just tillage and massive fields with very few features around. And no real personality. It's just, you know, oh, this is definitely a Chris 7710 map. How do you know? Well, the fields are huge and there's very little going on otherwise. Not saying he's a bad map author, a bad map maker, a bad mod author. No. I'm just saying that his maps were overrated, by and large. Like, I don't know, I think that's just my personal opinion, I guess. But all these mod authors saying, oh, the community is toxic and I'm quitting FarmSim because the community is so toxic and the community sucks so badly. Yes, it does, and it's people like you that are causing it to be bad. So please, leave, get out, go. Don't come back. Yeah, Faggy90 just said he never rated Chris 7710's maps either. They were okay at best. I'd say they're good maps. They're just kind of featureless. And I mean, they're good. They were good at the time. Like early 2015 maps were a bit on the crap side. I'm gonna pick up my phone. Early 2015 maps were a bit on the crap side. So Chris 7710 coming out and coming along and bringing out 5 and 6 maps, that was welcome because there were very few good maps, and he brought out good maps, solid maps. But they weren't on the level of Colborough Park Farm. They weren't on the level of Nuston, which I do very much rate as a map, despite not really having all that many features. I mean, part of me thinks half the point of bringing out maps is so that people can edit them for their own private use. I ain't gonna, you know, when the NES comes out, I'll just say, yeah, you can edit it all you like, just don't release it. Or if you do, at least let me have a go. Let me double check everything for you. Make sure there's no errors. I mean, yeah, your name's on the edit, but my name's on the base map. Ooh. Yeah, that's the way I see it, at least. Like, you look at Facebook, any of the Facebook pages for FarmSim, it's just constant bitching about different things and, oh, private mods, rawr. Yeah, I don't like private mods. I don't like seeing people just showing off their private mods because, well, I know I'm showing off a few private mods. I mean, this map is a private mod, technically speaking, but it's an edit. There's a big difference between a mod that nobody else can ever get their hands on and a map that's been altered slightly for your own personal enjoyment. There's a big difference there. Because you guys can edit this map just the same way I did, because I'm an idiot. If I can do something, you guys probably can do it better. Butcher, hey, how rich are you? Bought your first gaming PC last June, you got your second one before Christmas. How much money do you have? Good lord. I used my old PC for like 5 years, and even then I only changed it because the motherboard was fried. I got this one, tried to put in a power supply that was, well, I tried to put in a power supply backwards, blew the motherboard, blew the power supply, and had to kind of spend an extra 300-400 euros getting a new motherboard and power supply. But yeah, Farm Sim is... too much. What about too much, Gary? Oh, she's got too much money. Yeah, more than likely. I'm confusing myself now. I'm one of those people, by the way, who has built their own PC. So, if something goes wrong, it's probably something I've managed to do wrong. Like completely frying a motherboard because I'm an idiot. Oh, the motherboard I did get is actually... the motherboard that I replaced the dead one with is actually better, so... I don't know if I can complain all that much. And the... I've still not dropped a single frame. I'm genuinely surprised. The thing... What am I thinking? The power supply I've got is less powerful, but better. Because I've got a Corsair power supply now. And, yeah, I learned very quickly that going with branded power supplies, good idea. Generic brands you've never heard of, maybe not such a good idea. Same reason I got Logitech and Razer everything. Especially the webcam. Webcam, you really need to go with brands. Because the C920 brand whore, the C920 is just good. It's the same one Boogie 29. It's the same one a lot of vloggers use. So you know, if a vlogger is going to use a webcam, you know it's a good webcam because their entire thing is being on webcam. My beard is a mess. I need to trim my beard. I've decided. It's just getting in my mouth the whole time and it's really getting annoying. We're almost finished this field at least. Almost. Yeah, your first gaming PC is always reasonably low spec. I started gaming on a laptop because reasons. And I think I screwed around the registry of the laptop and broke something, so it was just like, well, the laptop's dead, I'm gonna build a PC. Then I had my first gaming PC, which was, I think, mid-range when I built it. And if you look back at the first few dozen videos, first few hundred actually on the channel, that were with the original PC, yeah, that thing was chugging along at the end. The motherboard was dying. The hard drive, as it turns out, was dying. It just wasn't very happy with existing anymore. Come to think of it, I still need to take the dead hard drive out of this PC. There's a dead hard drive in there because that's a place to store it. So we're almost finished this meadow, which is good. We've only got the one other meadow to do, by the way. I've got everything else picked up, so it's just this and the other meadow. And just to reiterate for people watching live, if you are wondering, the reason I'm not bailing is because the Compost Master doesn't have a bale destroy trigger. So if I throw bale in, it'll just plonk in and do nothing. I might try and edit it to get a bale destroy here. Bale destroy trigger. A dead Toshiba laptop. It sucks so bad when your computer ups and dies. Especially if it's something that you use every day. It's even worse if you try and give it a cup of tea and you're in college. Oh, that was a fun day. I didn't do that actually. I didn't do that stupid thing. Back when I was in college, I was living with a few friends, and one of them kind of ran into my room and said, "Okay, we're gonna have to go look at laptops." I said, "Why?" Well, the other guy, one of the other guys, he just said, "Yeah, he tried to give his laptop a cup of tea." I said, "Oh, it's dead then." Yep. So we all headed out and started trooping around Sunderland in the UK looking for PC shops. As it turns out, it was just like Curry's PC World, which I'll be honest, if you want a laptop, you go to PC World or Curry's. If you want anything to do with a PC, like anything to do with a half-decent PC, you look online and you pick out your own parts and you learn how to build one. Because, oh my god, the gaming PCs in Curry's PC World are terrible, and they have no stock for actual PC maintenance. None. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, Curry's PC World is a laptop island. You want a tablet? Go to Argos. You want a PC? It depends on where you live. Newegg is good. Newegg customer service is really good, actually. If you live in Ireland, what was the website I used? Dabs.ie. Really good service. €1 delivery charge on literally anything, and the price is all reasonable. I just was shocked. Yeah. Curry's PC World is just... They have mediocre stuff, especially pre-built PCs. Oh my god, the specs on pre-built PCs. The first PC I built, my older PC, the one I had to retire, is becoming my sister's PC. So it does live on, or well, I built that for about £700, and you know, a few days later I went on to the Dell website, because you know Dell owns Alienware, by the way, if you didn't know that. So I wouldn't recommend an Alienware. Again, shocking price and terrible. Built a PC, you know, priced out a PC built by Dell with the exact same specs as mine. Now, I built mine for £700. Dell said, "Well, if you give us £1,200, we'll build it for you." I'm paying £500 for a group of idiots to build a PC. I'm an idiot and I can do it for free. I just don't get... I don't get it. Like, there are some PCs that, yes, with water cooling you're better off going custom build. You're best off going with some custom PC builder that you trust, not Dell. But most PCs you see in shops are just bad. Like, they barely have 2TB hard drives now. That's just coming. That's a high-end laptop with a 1 or 2 terabyte hard drive. They're still on 500 gigs. I'm just like, why? Why are you so bad? I've got an external drive that's bigger than these laptops have storage. They've got maybe 4 gigs of RAM still. A gaming PC with an i3. Oh, dude. Maplin are terrible as well, actually. I kind of forgot about them. Just most of these so-called computer repair shops and all that are so bad. Good lord. Like, I get that you can use an i3, a high-powered i3. You can use that for gaming. but that's more of a utility chip. i3s are more utility, i5s are kind of all round good chips. i7s are definitely gaming chips. i7s are the chips you want for gaming or anything that requires a lot of processor input. But you don't go with an i3 for gaming. That's like trying to put a screw in with a drill. And not with one of the screwdriver bits, just with a normal drill bit. You're trying to get a screw into a hole with a drill bit. You'll end up with a big mess and nothing will ever get fixed. Good lord. Gaming PC with an i3. It just proves that I don't put on this like overly negative attitude for videos. No, this is me, just being me. And yes, it is a bit. I am exaggerating a bit because, like, every YouTuber plays their character and whatnot. But I am one of those people who's just like, oh good lord, why would you do this? This is so dumb. Where do I want to start in this field? That said, I'm actually. I've got a. So Fatty90 just said he's got an i5 4440 and asked me what processor I have. I have an Intel i7 4790K. My full specs are i7 4790K, 32 gig RAM, GTX 980, and at present a 180 gigabyte solid state and a 3 terabyte traditional hard drive. I can't remember what. I've got an Asus Wi-Fi enabled motherboard as well. So I don't need any like external plug-in Wi-Fi chips. I have a little thing sat on top of my computer. I can't put it out because that might interrupt the stream. But I got a little thing on top of my computer that's just Wi-Fi, which is really nice because, as it turns out, it's probably a 150 megabit chip, or 150 megabit chip, which is really nice. And do I have? Oh my god! I had my fan turned down to the lowest. Yeah, my processor fan, you have to manually set using a little dial how high it's set. And I've just realised I had it set to the lowest. That could have been very problematic considering I'm streaming right now. Oh dear. Yeah, I actually built this PC with streaming in mind. Just to show how far ahead I was thinking when I was going through all this stuff. This PC was built with gaming in mind, or streaming in mind, because it's just something that I've always wanted to do, is be able to have like a daily live stream going. 16 gig RAM, 750 Ti, superclocked. SSDs are brilliant. Good lord. You wouldn't notice it too much normally, but when you're turning off a PC that has an SSD, like turning on, obviously it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to turn on my computer, logged in. But turning it off, the little tone that Windows plays when you're shutting down is, hello Pedro! The little tone that Windows plays. My PC can't get through that tone. It shuts down so quickly. It's just like, okay, I'm going to shut down, and 10 seconds later the computer's off. Because the SSD's done all its jobs that quickly. I did for a period a farm sim on the SSD, but I needed to reinstall it for some reason that I have now forgotten. And it's back on the 3 terabyte hard drive. The joys of streaming, however, is that I now don't have to worry about videos jamming up the entire 3 terabyte hard drive and ruining everything, because good lord, videos eat hard drives. Pedro, this is going to be a thing from now on. I'm going to be streaming a lot more. Oh my god. Yeah, Battlefield 4 I can imagine takes a while to load. I'm going to move my joystick out. Yeah, I'm just going to hang that off the side of my desk. Yeah, Battlefield 4 I can imagine taking a while to load. I might try and get Far Cry 3. Or just no, not just Far Cry 3. Just Cause 3 on my SSD because, good lord, that takes a while to load in. A new internet connection, it won't take 4 weeks to download. So this is what would normally just be off-camera work on Nuston Pedrosa. All good fun for me. And apparently we've hit the 2-hour mark on this stream, have I? Oh, we have. Good lord. I'm going to continue on Nuston until about 6. And then we'll... Far Cry 4, I don't play Far Cry games. I got mixed up because I keep mixing up Far Cry and Just Cause because they kind of release on a similar timeline. It's Just Cause 3 I want to throw on my SSD because it just takes an age to load. It's good fun once it does, though. Nothing beats flying around in a wingsuit, popping out at the parachute and just launching nukes at people. That's how I play games, okay? Just aerial bombardment. Sort of my video quality. Yeah, it turns out the entire video quality problem was me using Sony Vegas. That was literally it. Like streaming, it's very hard for me to screw up. I can mess with the gamma if I really want to. But, yeah. Far Cry is good fun. Far Cry is okay. I'm not a big fan of Far Cry. I'm just... It's too serious for my liking. Because when I go on to, like, Just Cause, it's a situation where, well, I want to blow stuff up. A simple fix, yeah. I knew it would be something really simple as well that was causing all of the video problems. I absolutely knew it. SSD and a 980. If you're getting a 980, go with the 980 Titanium or Ti. It's just slightly more power. I think the 980 Ti is comparable to the oh, what's the ridiculous one? The Titan. The 980 Ti is actually comparable to the Titan. So you're really worth the money. It's like half the price as well. SSD, you just want to get as big as you can get. Essentially. I need to find the thing for the thing. I know what I'm thinking about. Just kind of something popped in my... I need to find the cord for my external drive because I want to throw my all of the videos onto it, and I can't remember where I put it. It's one of those things. What's really funny is I think the video quality is roughly similar to what it was before in terms of video fidelity. I mean, 720p 60 FPS, which is a new thing. Hopefully it's running at 60 FPS. And I'm using a ton less bandwidth. Well, a lot less speed in OBS anyway. Because before it was like 100 kilobits, 100,000 kilobits per second. So like 10 megabytes per second. 10 to 15, and now it's like 3,500. So I'm using 3.5 megabits per second to upload this live on Wi-Fi. I know people say, "Oh, never stream on Wi-Fi." I'm thinking it means never stream on unstable Wi-Fi. You know, if you got a Wi-Fi connection that's just about good enough to stream on, don't. If you got one that's got like 20 meg upload, you're good. Like, I could still make videos and do all that stuff, but I kind of prefer this. I like the live interaction. This is really, this is like, it's great to have the live interaction, especially when I'm doing something that is, even to me, this bloomin' dull. This is just so boring, and it's why I'm kind of. It was worse with the old mower, the side mower and the single rotor windrower, because that took hours to do. I mean, it's still taking hours to do with the forage wagon, but now this is the limiting factor, and not the 3 or 4 hours I used to have to mow with the mower and windrower, which is nice. Also, the new windrower makes it look a lot better. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of this, rest of today. Well, I know what I'm going to do for a while, at least. Because I got a Skype. I think it's going to be on Skype. I need to figure out where that meeting will be. I've got a meeting at 7 that I need to be on Skype, I think, for. I'm going to guess Skype. Could be somewhere else. After that, I'm kind of free. But that meeting's going to be long. Race? How about a race? I'm confused. Oh, you think I should race for the rest of the evening? I could. I really could. I want to, but I really can't. I have to take care of stuff for another project tonight. And, yeah. It's going to be one of those evenings where I'm just trying to fill everything out. And tick all the boxes. I was going to do something else. I can't remember what now. Well done to me. I was going to say something, but then my mind just went, oh, Pedro said something in chat. Oh, I do need to take care of the other project. Otherwise, it's gonna just grind to a halt. Oh, yes. What I'm gonna do tomorrow, hopefully? I'm gonna say this kind of tentatively, is I'm gonna work on getting a raid call server set up. You have that effect on people. I just have that ability to just completely forget everything in 5 nanoseconds. I'm gonna work on getting a raid call server set up tomorrow, hopefully. And the reason is it's free, which is nice. Only downside is it doesn't work on Macs, as it turns out, because it's Flash based. Because Apple hate everyone. But with the raid call set up, I could put up a little annotation in the stream, and you guys could, hop in or something. Or I could hop in some evening and chat with you guys. So I'll work on getting that set up in the coming days. I'm terrible with these gates. I'm just constantly hitting them. Oh my god, my nose is just... I'm starting to get a cold, and I know it. I'm just gonna continue. Oh dear. I'm really glad though that I brought up 2 bottles of water, because I'm really, really thirsty. This is why my driving is so bad at times in videos. I'm actually drinking while I'm doing it. There we go. Hydrated. So, how much grass is actually in that pile now? Because it's probably about 500,000 litres. Or somewhere in that range. I hate the triggers for this thing. There we go. $300,000 litres. Yeah, 300,000. Still not quite sure why there's a third layer here. There's a fourth layer because there's 2 layers there, 1 layer there, and then there's this mysterious untextured layer underneath. You smooth out the road as you find out. Yeah, it's tempting. It really is tempting. But I think that the ridiculously bumpy road is part of the allure of the map for me. So if I smooth it out, it would just be another map where you drive around at max speed the whole time. I know I do it anyway, but let's get down to the way I was driving. I think it was last night or the night before I was driving around. There we go, about 30 kilometers an hour, and it's still bumpy as hell, but it's smooth. It works nicely. Yeah, part of the issue is you just feel so tempted, especially with the wheel and pedals, to just slam your foot to the floor and go as fast as you can, but realistically 30 is even a bit fast. Maybe 25, 26 kilometers an hour is what you'd really do along this road. Forgot I just hang. I've got my joystick hanging off the side of my desk. Quite literally, it's just hung there by its cable. I saw something wobbling out of the corner of my eye. I remembered my joystick. Let's just hang it down a bit. Let's put it back up on the desk, actually. There we go, kind of, sort of. Whoops. Come on, move all the things around now so that I can get this somewhere that... What's it stuck on? Oh, it was stuck on itself. I've driven into a tree. If you get used to the wheel and farm sim, you'd probably just be more casual about it. It does take a bit of getting used to. It really does, just getting used to the wheel, especially and the joystick. Because like, you're so used to using mouse and keyboard or Xbox controller or something like that, and then you're suddenly having to actually move to do anything. It comes as a bit of a shock. I think my mother's having a fight with the cat downstairs. I think the cat is in again and it won't get out because it's rainy or cold and rainy. Or there is literally some form of weather happening and the cat is refusing to leave. As it turns out, about... Why do I have this set up? I think I've got the centering spring on the G27 set to about 50%. That seems to be about right for giving a somewhat realistic recentering of the wheel, while still having a bit of resistance so that I'm not just constantly spinning at 900 degrees. I think I've kind of got to the point where I'm happy with it. That's it. I wish FarmSim had force feedback. That would be so amazing. Like, you plug in a G27 or a G920 or a G25, I guess, or something like that, and it actually gives you force feedback, but Giants won't do that because the Cytec wheel is plastic and has no possibility ever of having force feedback. Because force feedback would make it expensive. The Cytec wheel is the biggest rip-off I've seen yet, though. Oh, pay, like, what is it, $500 for a plastic wheel and a joystick with some buttons. You've not played the game in a few months, maybe next time you'll try it. You should try it. If you set your centering spring to about 50%, you get a bit of resistance, but not so much that you're kind of... Before I had it at 100%, I was just trying to jam the wheel around now. Like, it's... The Cytec wheel is $500 for a plastic wheel and a joystick. I don't have a Logitech Attack 3 joystick. I have a Speedlink Dark Tornado 3 because I bought a really cheap joystick years ago. The button box is the only good thing about the Farm Sim wheel. But that's overpriced, and that's still overpriced. You can get a decent button box relatively cheap. And even that, you've still got the keyboard. I mean, you can map. Now the Giants, to be fair to them, and I'm gonna call them out on this for being good. They've fixed the issues that were with the G27, where you could only use maybe less than half the buttons on it. I can map, if I really wanted to, I could map everything on the G27 and everything on my my joystick to do something in the game. So, you know, that's a genuine improvement Giants made during FS15. Unfortunately, the reason they did it was to try and sell their ridiculously overpriced joystick and plastic toy. It's a toy. That steering wheel shouldn't be called a wheel. It's a toy. It's not a simulator. It's not a piece of equipment for a simulator. I mean, yes, the G27 is plasticky at times. You know, most of the G27 is plastic, but you know, the pedals are, I believe, aluminium. Thank you, Summer Raven, and hello. I can't believe I got 500 subscribers as quickly as I did. It just kind of crept up on me. Because I'm one of those people who watches the sub count. I don't really care about it growing like super quickly. Like Daggerwinds must have been like, you know, 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. But I don't mind having a smaller subscriber base and it growing kind of naturally, I guess. It's just it's nice to not have to mind. Well priced. It's only yeah. I don't even know if the Cytec wheel works for ETS2. But you know, if you want to play Project Cars or something, and all you've got is the Cytec wheel, you're bunched. It's a toy. It works for like one, maybe 2 games. It's just not worth the money. If it was like 50 or 100 euros for the entire thing, I'd say yeah, go for it. But you're better off getting a G20 or G920, which is going to be around the same price as the Cytec wheel, because at least then you've got multi-functions. G920, cheap joystick, sorted. You've got the same functionality. I'd love to see somebody try any game other than Farm Sim with the Cytec wheel. Come to think about it, I think Hardy Allen did Euro Truck with this. Somebody did Euro Truck with the Cytec wheel. Oh, the G27 is just good for racing games. If I was good at racing games, I'd be able to give a fair opinion, but most of the guys I watch over on Twitch for iRacing, they really know their way around a G27. And the the best sim racer in the world. Now, this is going to be a controversial statement because it is on iRacing, but the best sim racer in the world, Gregor Hutu, on road tracks. I'm going to clarify that he's on road tracks. There's issues with the G920 in Farm Sim. Why am I not surprised that something new has come out and Giants haven't jumped on it? Gregor Hutu uses Driving Force GT, and he's like he's multiple-time world champion iRacer on roadside. The 8-shifter doesn't come with the 920, which makes no sense whatsoever because that was a big selling point for the G27. So what they've done is they brought out a new piece of hardware that's worse than the existing piece of hardware. It's just worse. There's no two ways about it. I mean, they're trying to... The reason Logitech brought out the G29 or the G920 and G29 for console side of it is because Thrustmaster are bringing out T300, T500, and they've got all interchangeable parts and modified shifters and all that, and Logitech just have the bog standard G27, and people are saying, oh, G27 is a good starter wheel, and Logitech was just like, oh well, we need to upgrade and get better and yes, so let's do a thing and bring out a new wheel and charge $500 so it's a premium wheel, and it's actually worse than G27. The problem is the G920. I somehow doubt that. I think Giants might have... Do you know what I think the issue is? And I'm not saying I'm an expert on this at all. The G27 actually runs on legacy software in Farm Sim. It actually runs on... The coding for the G27 is actually G25 coding that's just been modified slightly so that it works for the G27. I think that might be what the issue is with the G920s. Giants might have tried to shoehorn it into that legacy software or legacy compatibility issues. I don't think it's actually the 920s the problem. I think it is actually Giants have caused it somehow, and they're trying to pedal it off on the 920. Now, it could be that the 920 just isn't compatible, which is odd, but fine, I guess. Yeah, G27. I think the G27. If I sold my G27 now, I'd actually make a profit. They've shot up to about the same as the 920s already. And personally, I'd say the G27 is more worth that money than the 920 is. G27 is just a good wheel. I mean, yes, it's noisy once the force feedback starts kicking in, but it's a noise. You can deal with that. You can modify it pretty easily. There's a lot of mods out there for sim racers. Yeah, you can get a Nixim mod. I think it's Nixim, Nixim, and that modifies the pedals. I think it might just be the brakes, and it makes the brake pedal a little harder to use and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm quite happy with my bog standard G27 for the time being, at least. The G27 is just the best wheel there is. I got my 27 for, I think it was €250 off Amazon. And the only reason I went for Amazon was because I couldn't find one on Done Deal, or something, or a website to that effect. I mean, you can't go wrong with a G27 or a Driving Force GT or a G25 for that matter. I mean, yeah, if you're seriously into sim racing, you're gonna want to get something ridiculous like a direct drive wheel and you know, a big cockpit kind of thing. Personally, I'm happy with a G27 and a desk. Yours was 300, Pedro. You got ripped off, dude. Mind you, I got mine after the 920 was announced, so I kind of knew that was going to be the lowest point for G27 prices. So I kind of looked out there. Oh my god. I think we're going to finish up on Nuston quite soon, and by request from earlier on, it was on Amazon. You got ripped off badly, dude. By request from earlier on, we're going to have a look at the Taste of Donegal map, because I actually want to look at it. It's an Irish map that's come out recently, and I haven't looked at it yet. Hopefully it's better. I'm gonna say something now, and people watching later on are probably gonna get really annoyed that I've said this. The Irish maps that came out, I know Amazon isn't always cheapest, but in Ireland it's probably your best bet. And even then, you're kind of lucky to find a place on Amazon that'll actually deliver to Ireland. We're kind of screwed in terms of availability. Back in 2013, I don't remember any fantastic Irish maps coming out. There were good ones. There were, good ones that were kind of, I could play this for a while, and that's about it. All the ones that I found on FSUK were kind of, there's so much left out of this. It's just kind of lazily made and doesn't really grab me, and the fields are ridiculous. But yes, some of the fields around here are stupid. I've seen one up in North Tip that is basically a cliff, and there are a few around me that are like that as well. Big inclines. 590 with the lookout on the G27 just had the money at the same time it popped up on Dundeal.ie. But Irish maps are very hard to find for farm sim, and it's really irritating because the Irish community does seem to be quite large. There just aren't many Irish map makers, and those that are Irish make American style maps, I think. Oh dear, chat's gonna descend now into a slagging match between Pedro and Fahy. Oh, good God. I'm going to finish up this load of grass, and then we are going to swap over onto the Taste of Donegal map. Or the Smell of Donegal or something. I hope it's not the Smell of Donegal, because my nose is blocked and I can't smell a thing. And wow, I've just checked OBS. 2.5 hours into a stream and 0 dropped frames. I think this new internet, it can be officially classed now as reliable. You've had no good luck since July, says the person who bought themselves a computer for Christmas. You can't really say I've had no good luck since July if you had the money around Christmas time to build a computer. I might have to mute my mic when we're swapping maps, because I need to blow my nose, and I don't want to do it. I'm gonna just switch off the webcam once we're swapping maps, and I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, because this is getting silly now. So, as I'm just getting more and more bunged up, I'm going to have a cold within the next 2 weeks. I'm calling it now. Within the next 2 weeks, I'll be down with a head cold and be like, kill me, please. Because that's what always happens. It's like I get a running nose for 1 or 2 weeks, and this has been going on for a little while yet already. And I start getting bunged up and bunged up and bunged up, and then for like 2 weeks, I'm just like, kill me, please. Please. It would be for the best if I were dead right now, because this is deadly. This is the flu that will kill me. But I'm all on my lap. I've got a box of tissues set beside me, so I'm kind of okay in terms of things to let the snot out. It doesn't help when it keeps getting stuck in my mustache. That's kind of disgusting, to be quite honest. So I'm just going to empty out this load of grass, and then we'll swap over to the Taste of Donegal map so I can test it, check it out, because I haven't had a look. And actually I'm going to run downstairs. Downside of drinking as much water as I do, it goes the way of liquids in your body, so I'll just save the game to counteract the autosave mod, because I have no idea if that's running at the moment. And I'm going to leave you guys with the FS15 home screen there, and no sound whatsoever because I've had to click out. So I'll be back in a few minutes. I really need to put on shortcuts and stuff, just to make it a bit easier for me to swap scenes and turn stuff off. I need a scene that doesn't have webcam involved, actually. I think that's one of my casual games there on Sosnovka. So let's have a look at this. Just gonna go for easy. A Taste of Donegal, which is good, because if it was oh, it's not particularly good because I can't taste the thing. Hello again, Summer. When nature calls, you must answer. That is basically it. So let's have a look around here. No. Okay, let's start off with the starter vehicles. What do we start off with? That's quite a bit of equipment. Presumably there's a front loader. Why do you start off with why does he start you off with 4 tractors? And not enough equipment to be run by 4 tractors. 4 tractors, 8 fields, and it's a tiny map. Not entirely convinced yet by this map. But as opposed to the map spotlights back in the day, I am going to go through this in quite a bit of detail and just have a look around. So this isn't a map spotlight as such, it's just me having a look around. This is from the Irish Sheds pack, I believe. Could be from NI Modding. I'm not entirely sure which one. He's definitely used Dorset's Big and Bold Foliage pack. That is for certain. Oh dear. What's in this shit over here that's poking through the wall? He's scaled this wrong, whatever this is. Also, it's got a square collision. It's got a square collision mask, and it's popping through the wall because it's been scaled badly. It's good. The scaling is good on this side. It's just slightly too far over to that side. Also, wouldn't be too surprised if it was popping through the back wall as well. The new map Bullet Bill's working on. What map is that? Because I've seen a lot of stuff from Mapper's Paradise and it all looks good. Oh, Bullet Bill's one's the West Coast, isn't it? I kind of like how the Mapper's Paradise guys all have similar mapping styles and they've kind of come together and... See, this is something I don't like in a map. Yeah, the West Coast, I thought so. That looks amazing, actually. Bullet Bill is just really talented. But the Mapper's Paradise guys are just map makers with similar styles. Is a YouTube video about it? I must look at that later on then. This is a bit of a mess. This little area here is just a mess, I think. I get it's supposed to look messy, but this is just... What he's done is he's tried to put every texture on the map into this one little square here, and it just looks messy. It's not that they're... It's not even that these mud piles are too high, Pedro, it's just they look bad. I mean... They're too low poly to look good, and the texture just adds to that. I mean, that's not a nice texture, there's no normals. And they're just... You can see the individual polys. Pretty much. It's just not good. And I'm modding shed there. Let's have a look around. That... Has this been scaled up at all? Let's have a look. Oh, it's floating! It's slightly off the ground. This looks like it might have been scaled up a bit, because that... Either that or it's a really badly textured thing. The crappy water plane back over in this mess over here, yeah. It's not even a water plane, it's just a random blue translucent thing. I mean, it looks fine on German maps when it's kind of just out of sight. And yeah, this is too high as well. I mean, these reeds are way too high as well. These are like 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall normally, and these are like well over 7. And oh, the hedges have collisions. Maybe I'm gonna run over to this edge and just check. He's used collidable hedges. I like that. Look, that is a really bad spot for the manure point, or the slurry fell point. That is really bad. Now I will admit though, I do like these style of roads. These ruddy little things I do like. Although, what you see here is the ground poking through it because he hasn't bothered lowering it enough. And the same here because he couldn't... he couldn't figure out a good enough way to like trail this off into gravel, so he just said, okay, I'll just fill it up and hope for the best. And it looks a bit crap, to be honest. Also, this is the most useless door in the history of doors. Well, let's go out the door. What's outside? A cliff. Good lord, some of this makes no sense. And is there a door over on this side? Oh, it's a shed. That makes it even better. Should be a bit of a bump there. Not only is the door opening to a cliff, but it's clipped into the ground. Well done. Let's go through this door. Or not. Yeah. This is just something that I've been seeing a lot on maps. Is like weird things that don't look like they've had any polish. Like this. Why is this door 2 feet tall? This has been scaled down and he hasn't really thought about it at all. Because these bricks are... I've never seen a brick that small. And yes, the texture is terrible, but just look at the size of each individual brick. They're all way too small to be realistic. So what he's done is he's taken reasonably tall buildings, scaled them down, and not kind of thought about what it's going to look like when it's done, because, oh well, it looks nice there. Also, okay, one good point, I like it, you can kind of see through the window. That I didn't notice. That is a good point. Is this just... yeah, it's just there for show. Hey, well, pet peeve is when people just throw buildings into maps for show. I mean, especially sheds like this, because that's a garage. Like, if you're gonna have a garage, open it up, put some equipment in there, and just have a kind of a show area where, you know, you can roleplay, oh well, it's in the garage getting fixed. Not just, oh well, there's a garage there, you can't do anything with it. All of these doors are too small. All of them. Although the bricks in this building are more realistic, so I'm thinking this is just supposed to be a short door. This building also has the world's flattest pigeons. I get that from a distance it looks good, but once you go up to the building it's just... oh, there's... what happened to those pigeons? Those poor things. You know, looking at it now, I think these buildings are actually built to a weird wrong scale. Yeah, there's just no care being taken on maps, Pedro. Coldborough Park is one of the best maps for FS15. It's why I'm kind of calling for NI modding to return and bring us to the everlasting glory of good mods. These buildings are built to a wrong scale. All of them. Like this building, you're not going to fit a vehicle in here. You're hardly going to fit equipment in there. That's built to a bad scale. These ones here are terrible. This thing is supposed to be a toilet, but it's about as wide as you. I get that you're supposed to be sitting down in this thing, but you know, you're wider than the building. This is a reasonably scaled building. I like this one. All of them not so good. Bullet Bill did make Cobra, and it's still one of the best maps for FS15 in my opinion. So what he's done here is he's put a padlock as the field buy trigger for some reason. And all the fields are ridiculously cheap. Lovely. Let's grab... Just because I'm kind of tired of running around a bit, let's grab a pickup and purple. Where is this gonna spawn in? Oh, there is actually... Was I just over there? No. I swear I haven't moved too far from where I was a minute ago. Oh, I have actually. I have moved a reasonable amount. Yeah, if the West Coast is anything as good as Bullet Bill says, it's going to be an amazing map. But the thing about Bullet Bill and the rest of the Mappers Paradise guys, they actually put the effort in to put polish on the maps, and I really respect them for that. Okay, that's an old Russian truck. Don't quite know why that's in Donegal. That's clipping into the ground because he hasn't... That's simultaneously clipping into the ground and floating, which is an impressive feat. Pet peeve, I don't like these lizard harvesters being in every map ever just because they're easy to put in. Strikes me as lazy. I mean, yes, there's supposed to be detail work, but if every map has them... Let's have a look in here and have a look. This forklift just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in with the rest of the map, I don't think. Or the rest of this area. It's like everything else is kind of shiny, and then you got this forklift which has apparently been sat outside for 1,000,000 years. I like this workbench. That is reasonably scaled and sized and detailed. That forklift does just... The class boxes that are... Yeah, I was going to say that top one should fall, but no, it's kind of fine where it is. I like the detailed work there with that thing, but so far I'm not too gone on this map. That's... Looks kind of like a clutch plate, maybe. Oh, it's the inner rim of the tire? Inner rim of the wheel? Oh yeah, I see now. Is that Euro DZN's one from 2013? It has to be. So what somebody's done is they've taken a perfectly good mod, made it into a model, given it a really quite horrible texture, and then thrown it into a map because why not? That's a real shame. Of course, the ubiquitous Ford Transit van from Wicklow, it's in this building. Oh, like my nose is completely blocked now. I like how he's bothered to put stuff into the building. There's 2 fertilizer tanks, some what appears to be fuel. Can I hop over this transit van? Just get in there. Yeah, some Castrol oil or fuel, the class thing, and an air gun. I think the standards on FSUK are dropped. They've been dropped drastically in the last while. I mean, a lot of what I'm saying is personal preference, but as far as I'm aware right now, for a map to get gold standard on FSUK, it just has to work with no errors. I've seen maps on FSUK, gold standard maps on FSUK, where triggers just plain don't work. And look, oh my god, look at this. This clipped into the ground, clipped into the ground, clipped into the ground, I believe. Yep, clipped into the ground, clipped into the ground, clipped into the ground, clipped into the ground, clipped into the ground. Clipped into the ground. Let's go around this side so that I can make the call. Clipped into the ground. So look at this one. Clipped into the ground. Is the forklift. No, the forklift is hovering. Seriously, the standards on FSUK have dropped so much. This is the problem with FarmSim now, is just there have been so many bad mods that standards are starting to drop for what is a good mod. Why does it happen when things get clipped into the ground? These are clipped into the ground because these are actually Giants Editor objects. What he's done is he's tried to make it look like they're on the ground by clipping them in. And, yeah. They look... Ooh, that's killed me frame rate. 18 FPS by doing this. They have no function. They serve no function whatsoever. And it's just lazy. It's just somebody not caring enough. And it's why, like, I know some people have been saying, oh my god, you're spending so much time on the laneways on Donetsk. Why are you doing that? It's because I care. It's because I want Donetsk to be good. This is just laziness. I don't mind people iterating their maps, you know, version 1.1, 2, and 3 for bugs that weren't found in testing. Like, we'll say, because I do plan on releasing Donetsk and FSUK, if it comes out, if and when it's released, if there's a big bug, yeah, it's like not matching up the lane section. It's just laziness. And look here, oh my god! This is a perfect example of what I'm trying to avoid. Yeah. Look at how messy this is. Look how messy that looks. Just doesn't look good at all. And then over here somewhere you've got... Where is it? You've got some Z fighting over here that's causing a flickering. And it just doesn't look good. And then you've got this area over here that's inexplicably way down in the ground. And the map author just clearly hasn't decided, well, do I want this to match up, or do I want it slightly underneath, or do I want to put 5 minutes into fixing it? No, apparently not. That's why I'm taking so long. It looks like the roads where you live. It looks kind of like the roads around here, but there's not two different colours of grass. Or grass suddenly becoming gravel. Or... whatever that's supposed to be. Or gravel suddenly piling up on the side of the road. That's not a thing. Not in Ireland. Yes, the roads here are a bit dodgy, but they're not that bad. Oops. Forgot to turn off the light cones. Look at that, look! I'm so glad that I've got Courseplay working on this. Look, there's a big gap between the side of the road and the actual terrain. That looks really bad in my opinion. And then on this side, like on one side you got a big gap, and actually not there, but then on the other side it's all up nice and tight, which is what it really should be. You choose one or the other. Grass growing up through cracks. That happens here as well. Whoa! That happens here too, but it's grass growing through cracks. It's not actually... I've got stuck. I've got stuck now. Will I be adding multi-fruit to Donetsk? Yes and no simultaneously. That looks bad. Oh my god. I am being hypercritical, yes. Just so that everybody watching the video later is aware. I am being hypercritical. Donetsk and Multifruit, I will be adding a couple of crops. I won't be throwing in like a trillion different crops because, hey, look at what Multifruits I can throw in. I plan on... Yeah, most of the roads here are kind of... they're asphalt. But I get that in America the weather's a bit wonky at times. Donetsk is going to have... obviously the basic fruits because I'm not a moron. And it's going to have support for all the basic fruits because I'm not a... I'm not lazy. And what I'm hoping to do, and this is kind of time dependent as well, is I am hoping on throwing in definitely oats, because they are grown around this area, and possibly rye or alfalfa. But I'm not going to throw in the likes of sunflowers or something like that because it's just not grown around here. These look okay. These are... this is by Dylan Alcorn, isn't it? The guy who made Mulroy Bay. So these will be able to move. And the only reason I didn't criticise Mulroy Bay as much as I probably should have was because half of those problems were my derping about it. That's well into the ground over there. Good lord, that's bad. Scale on this building looks... no, alright. If you claim the farmer is like ridiculously tall, it's fine. That's kind of melding it in, I guess. It still looks a bit crap though. Not entirely sure where all these leaves are coming from either, considering there's, what, 2 trees here? More leaves down here? What on earth is molting all these leaves? Good lord, and yes I am using mouse and keyboard now just because, actually, there's the mouse sensitivity I like when I'm using mouse in FarmSim. Yeah, these mud things are just ridiculous. I don't like them. What's this? This is a generator? An old fuel bowser that's... yep. Clipped into the ground. Buildings look to be... no, that's... that building's the wrong scale. Either it's supposed to have a ridiculously low window, which is somewhat believable. Don't get why that gate is there. Or why the wall was apparently built around it. It's clipped into the actual wall here. What's this thing? That's just a thing that's there, serving no discernible purpose. Some wood stacked up relatively well. Seeds, the pallets are clipped into the pallets are actually underground here, I believe, because I think those seeds require the pallets as well. I don't have any mod that lets me clip through the ground, so I can't investigate further. Was I already over here? That thing is called a livestock hazard. What does it do? Is it just a hazard? Because that thing did look quite hazardous. Why are all these things clipped into the ground, good lord? This makes no sense. Oh, and there's no collisions on them. Lovely. No collisions on that pile either. And look, here's another lizard combine, and that forklift looks fine there actually, because it does look like it's been out for a million years. Lizard combines everywhere, on every map. Oh, and yes, just in case you thought there'd be... oh, That's a Facebook message. What's this about? Somebody's linked a YouTube video, apparently. I'll have to look at that later on. Instead of putting, you know, a water plane on the map, what he does is he puts in these fountains down Alcorn. So instead of, you know, bothering to get a working water plane going, here's a water point. Fell from that. Yeah, Summer, could you explain what exactly a livestock hazard does? Is it just literally just a hazard, or does it serve some form of purpose? Because I can't quite see what it is. And it does look to be floating by that man. You tried to link the West. Yeah, I've got links turned off. If you send it to me in a private... Actually, can I... I'm gonna try something real quick. Yes, the Royal Rumble's on tonight. I'm probably gonna watch that. I've got a few websites I can go to where I can see it without getting WWE Network. Because screw paying WWE to produce bad content. Pay me to produce bad content instead. Hang on, is there some kind of weird overlap between farm sim racing and professional wrestling? Is there some weird link that I haven't actually discovered yet? Oh, it is just a hazard. Okay, I thought that was an actual name for like a piece of equipment. It's a livestock hazard. What does that do? It's a hazard. Oh. Yeah, Irish farms are a bit lax on the whole livestock hazard things. I think that may once have been a feeding thingy. You have the network, Pedro. Oh, dude, you're wasting your money. I know websites where you can watch it all for free. Because I am not paying Vince McMahon. I'm not giving Vince McMahon any money to produce the Vince McMahon show, where he shows up, everything is all hail Vince. I haven't actually seen a Royal Rumble live, so I'm gonna watch it tonight and be like, what on earth is happening? 3, 2, 1, go! Launch the rockets! That's normally what I watch live. Am I back at the ridiculous farm over here? What on earth? This building has... Oh, I'm stuck! I don't use my P2P, dude. It's 13 euros a month, I think. This building has been these buildings have been rescaled quite horribly badly. I've never seen corrugated iron that corrugated. And yeah, that's just badly scaled. Oh my god. Oh, I can get how people like this map, but the second you start looking at it technically, it's like it just falls apart so quickly. Oh my god! Is somebody trying to bury this car, or is the map maker just that lazy that he didn't notice that? Did nobody test this map? Like seriously, did Dylan Alcorn actually bother testing this map? Because that is something that would be picked up very, very quickly, even if you're just driving around the map. Oh, I'm getting rid of this map as soon as this live stream is over. Good lord. I'm coming down it harder than ever on maps because there's just so many lazy, lazy problems. This here, look. He got this side kind of right-ish. The wibbly wobbly land. And then down over here, I give up. Can't fix it anymore. Can't be bothered bringing it back a small bit and trying to line it up, so I'm just gonna leave the terrain. Seriously? Well, it's... At least it's consistently bad. Good Lord. Oh, here's the wood cell point and stuff. I know I've just abandoned the pickup again. Forestry Commission, England. This is supposed to be in Donegal, dude. Oh, this is a taste of Donegal. With the English Forestry Commission. Instead of, any out... Oh, look, here's that Ford Transit again. Is it clipped into the ground here as well? It is. Oh my God. Even the pieces of wood there are clipped into each other. Look at all the Z fighting as I move my mouse slowly. Look at the flickering. It's even having a bit of a hit in frame rate. Wow. Wow. What's clipping over here? That's clipped into the ground. Let's have a look in here. See what's wrong. That clipped into the ground. So's the forklift this time. And personally, I'd have this set further back so that it's actually against the wall. That's just a personal preference thing. It's clipped into the ground. I think this map might well have been an example of what not to do. It's clipped into the ground. And clipped into each other. And this is why I'm... That is severely clipped. Good Lord. This is why I'm taking so long to make Donetsk, by the way. Is I'm looking at maps like this and just like... Look at how badly things can go wrong. And how quickly a map can get completely torn to shreds by somebody who just pays attention. Clipped into the ground. Clipped into the ground. Here's that Ford Transit van yet again. It's clipped in, but not too much on this side. I'm going to give this single Ford Transit van a pass. Because you can just claim it's got 4 flat tires. 4 very flat tires. I happen to know that Dan Alcorn also makes houses by doing exactly this. Yes, I thought I'd find it up here. Is clipped 2 houses together and expected nobody to notice. When I was fiddling around on Mulroy Bay, I noticed that half the houses were actually 2 houses clipped into one. So I thought by finding a house, and just look at how badly he's done this. I get that it's, you know, for aesthetic reasons. What you do is you try and line up the textures on top so that you don't get disco house. That's how you clip 2 houses together. You don't just hope for the best. Oh, what time is it? 'Cause oh, good Lord, I've got to I'm still streaming, but I'm just about to finish up because I really, really need to go and prepare for a meeting now. So, yeah. Don't get this map. Don't encourage map makers who are this this lazy. There's no polish. There's no attention to detail. None of the buildings are even built to the same scale, which, you can. That's fine if they're not built to the same scale, but at least try and fix them so that they're in the same scale. You can rescale stuff fairly easily. This house is the funniest, though. Good lord. Oh. Yes, this is by Dylan Alcorn, who made Mulroy Bay, which I didn't find all that many problems with, but I wasn't really looking. Today I'm looking, and when you look, you find. So, when you're going around on farm sim maps, just note down who made them, and try and get an idea of what their common issues are. I happen to know that Dale Alcorn has an issue with clipping stuff into the ground. I know that it's this thing to clip two houses together and hope that nobody will notice. I mean, it's fine on the walls here, kind of, but the roof really shows it off. It really shows it off. What did I just walk through? Okay, so that wall has no... That means this entire building has no clipping at all. Wow. Yeah. Oh, this... No, never mind. Yeah. Bad map is bad. Good lord. I think I'm gonna have to end this stream on a negative note, unfortunately, because I need to go prepare for something else that I'm doing tonight. I have a meeting in 15 minutes that I need to get ready for, and I want to try and get some tea or something inside me so that I can think, because apparently the meeting's going to require a lot of thinking. So I will see you guys tomorrow, where we'll be on the big map for an hour or so. I don't know. Depends on how much time I've got. It really depends on what happens in the meeting. So I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be streaming again. This is going to be a thing now. On the big map, big farm. Working towards getting the beast, which may or may not happen tomorrow. Probably won't happen. I think I'll have a look at Sandy Bay at some point during the week if I've got like half an hour or an hour free to rip a map apart. It just comes down to, I'm a bit bored. I'll rip a map apart. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. I really have to go, so I keep going, but I really can't. I may be back on later tonight, depending on what happens, for the impromptu Donetsk stream, because I want to do a bit of Donetsk work today if I can. And if I do it, I might as well stream it, because it entertains me to chat with you guys. That's why I wanted to stream. It's because it actually gives me a chance to interact with you guys in real time. So I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, and goodbye. I have to go and press the stop streaming button because I got no hotkey. Well done.